Big news in the sport, Jurgen Klinsmann is out. Not long ago, the U.S. Soccer Federation issued this statement. Today, we made the difficult decision of parting ways with Jurgen Klinsmann. While we remain confident that we have quality players to help us advance to Russia 2018, the form and growth of the team up to this point left us convinced that we need to go in a different direction. Lee McHugh alongside Kyle Martino and Robbie Musto. So right here, big news, initial reaction.
Wow, but I think it's the right call, and I'm impressed with Sunil Gulati for making it. But you have to remember that Sunil Gulati sort of got U.S. soccer into this mess a little bit. So as much as I respect him for making a very, very difficult call right now, he's the one that gave Jurgen Klinsmann a contract extension before the 2014 World Cup. Not only an extension, but even more power than he already had. Unprecedented power for U.S. soccer to give him another title as technical director. So in essence, he just fired two people in one person. And if you look at the last couple of games that have really poured the pressure on Jurgen Klinsmann, it's easy to say, yeah, it's terrible to say the worst loss ever against Costa Rica and the worst shutout loss we've suffered since the 50s, and say the first time we've lost to Mexico in a home World Cup qualifier, we're dominating. The Dose of Zero was born out of Matt Fire Stadium. But it goes further than that. It's about the ambition of Jurgen Klinsmann and the goals he set in his first press conference of saying that you're going to make them proactive, I'm going to make them attacking-minded. The reality is the highest highs for Jurgen Klinsmann, and he does have a few that he can keep to himself that other coaches have, but most of them were matched by other managers or exceeded by other managers. But the lowest lows are so much lower than other managers who have been given the reins for U.S. soccer without as much power, without nearly as much money. I mean, he has 5 times the salary that his predecessor Bob Bradley has. So this is a big moment for U.S. soccer.
Your thoughts?
I'm not surprised because, of course, I've been aware of the growing pressure and the talk about the performances. And again, it keeps coming back to this initial statement about improving the style of play, etc., etc., etc. Obviously, I'm not as close to it as Carl is to US soccer, but what I saw was a very good performance in the World Cup, getting out of the group of death. I saw a 4th place finish in the Copa America Centenario. I've seen historic runs of results. I've seen historic victories. And at a time, really, when some of the best players, Landon Donovans, the Clint Dempseys are getting older, there is a sense of transition right now. And Christian Pulisic and others, Bobby Wood and other players that are coming through, transitioning in, is always going to be difficult. It's just, yeah, it's a big step. I think the style of play, certainly one of my buddies talks about it a lot, that he wants to see the US team play with more panache, more style. So I'm not sure which direction they're going to go into. That might be a good idea.
Significant news for U.S. soccer, U.S. men's national team. We know they will face Honduras on March 24th, their next World Cup qualifier. But Jurgen Klinsmann will not be leading them. New York Times has tweeted out that Bruce Arena could come in on the interim.